All right, guys, what's going on? InnoView sent over one of their portable gaming monitors for me to try out, and I've been playing around with this thing for a little bit, and it's actually super dope. Everything is packaged super well right out of the box. You get two USB-C to USB-C power cables, one to power the actual monitor, and the other to plug into whatever device you want to be broadcasted onto it. We get a USB-C power brick, and then an HDMI to HDMI cable. And of course, you get the actual monitor itself, and this thing is super thin. Like, look how crazy thin that is, man. That is super thin. It's 18 inches and it's a 2K monitor, and it's actually super nice. It is a matte screen, so as you can see, the reflections aren't super vibrant, and that is super noticeable when you're actually gaming on this, especially if you're sitting somewhere where there are a bunch of lights. You notice the glare is not nearly as bad as if you had a normal screen. On the back, there's also this little pop-out stand, which is really nice, and it's not one of those cheap, flimsy ones. Like, this thing is actually really solid, and it does take a little bit of force to actually pull this out when we go all the way back. Like, look at that. So if you want to have this thing super low profile, you can do that. You want to have it more standing up, you can do that as well. It's just really clean, and it also covers the ports on the side right here. So when you close this, it covers the ports up, which is really cool. I like that feature, especially when it comes to like keeping dust and debris out of those. And then on the other side of the monitor, as you can see, we have our different buttons labeled right here, and it covers them as well. At the top, we have a headphone jack. Below that, we have our menu button. And then you have your arrow keys up and down to scroll through settings and adjust your brightness, your volume, and then we have a power button right underneath that. And even though it is super low profile, it has a nice amount of weight to it. It just feels really solid.
Alright, this is an audio test of the built-in monitor speakers. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I actually think these are pretty impressive considering it's built in on this tiny little space. So, yeah, not bad. There you go.
So as you can see, like I was saying, we have our power ports right here on the side, HDMI and two USB-C. We're going to get this thing plugged in and powered up. Got our power brick, plug that in as well. And then on the other side, as you can see, there's a green LED right now, letting us know it's powered on. Boom, we got InnoView right there. I see what I'm saying? Like, it's a super matte, nice matte screen, so there's no glare like at all. It looks super nice, especially with the lights. When you're playing on this, you really notice a difference. Now that we got that set up, we're going to take our USB-C cable, and I'm actually going to monitor my iPad screen to it. Once it's plugged in, we're just going to plug it into our other USB-C port. You can also use the HDMI port if you want to. And here we are. We got it set up. We got a quick little video on it. And I mean, it looks super clean, which is awesome. Like I said, you got your menu buttons right over here on the side. So when we click menu, we'll be able to choose from which input we want to select. Right now we're on type C, which is awesome. And then above that, we have this button right here, which is our settings. So when we click that, we got a little settings drop down that pops up. As you can see, we can adjust brightness, contrast, colors, DCR, sharpness, all sorts of different features, which is awesome. You can even add on crosshairs that'll go in the middle of the screen if you want to do that. And it's just, we got lots of different settings. This thing's got HDR on it. I mean, you got all sorts of settings to mess around with, and it's really sweet. Like color effect, they have some presets, so you can go between them to choose which you want, and they'll change the way your colors look. As you can see, it changes the brightness and just overall colors. So we got tons of different ones. You got RTS, FPS, photo mode, movie, game, and standard. So whatever you're doing, there is a default setting that you can switch them to, or you can adjust them however you'd like manually. Turn your DCR on and off, adjust your sharpness. It is really sweet. You got a lot of control over what you want to do. Color, temperature, saturation, low blue light. So if you're playing at night, you don't want the blue light to hurt your eyes, you can turn that up so that it'll make the screen more warm. You got OD. I mean, it's just, there's so many different settings on this thing, which is awesome. And if you are a gamer, you do have FreeSync. You guys know what that's about, which is really cool. Same with aspect ratio. You can change the aspect ratio. So if you don't want it to fit the full screen, you can do that. You can go 1, 1. So it is a square in the middle like that. Right now, full works great for me. So we're going to keep it on full, and it's just really cool. You got control over a ton of different settings, and this thing does have a built-in speaker on the back, so you can turn the volume up and down. If you click down on the arrow keys first, it controls your volume, and then you can go up, control your volume, adjust it however you'd like, and then you can click the top menu button to make that go away. If you click the up first, it'll control your brightness, and you can obviously control your brightness right there, make it go down, make your screen a lot darker. 0% brightness, And I mean, look how dark that is, which is pretty insane. But yeah, overall, the picture quality is actually really impressive. I was very impressed with how good the colors looked, not gonna lie. And this is a 240 hertz refresh rate monitor, so you can really notice the difference when you're gaming on this. Everything is a lot smoother. Like, I usually game on my iPad, and the difference between that and this is insane. This is only 120 hertz, this is 240, and you notice a huge difference. The games look so much smoother when you're gaming on this over that. And I'm actually gonna load up Minecraft so you guys can get an idea. Dang. What the world, bro? All right, there we go. I mean, yeah, the colors look really good. It's nice and smooth. And of course, if you guys are into gaming on like a, on an Xbox, I mean, you can connect this to pretty much anything. Xbox, your PlayStation, your Nintendo Switch, your iPad, your phone. I mean, it's really dope, and it does really make a big difference. Whatever, bro. Wow, this dude's laggy. And okay, come on. Oh my gosh, that was close. I'm not sure where Gray's base is now that I think about it. Yeah, overall, this monitor is really nice, and I hope that this kind of demonstrates how good it actually is. Like, the quality is really nice. Like, it's super smooth. Everything looks really good. I mean, the colors is sharp. It's just overall really good monitor. And just for reference, this is a side-by-side. My iPad is literally at 100% brightness, and look how different it looks. I mean, this thing, it's literally so much brighter over here, and I'll walk around just to give you guys an idea so you guys can kind of see how much smoother it looks. One of the biggest differences you'll notice is when you're gaming on the iPad, everything doesn't look nearly as fluent. I mean, even when I'm moving around right here, you can probably tell that the one on the left is just overall smoother, and everything just looks much more vibrant, and you really do notice how much brighter this is than the iPad screen. And like I said before, one of the coolest features is if you're an Apple user, you can turn on Stage Manager, and it basically gives you two monitors. You can even set up where you want this monitor to be on your overall setup. So you see right now I have my mouse on my monitor. I can open all these apps. They'll open them right here. So, settings. If I wanted to open settings, I can do all that. I can obviously drag and adjust all the sizing. Boom, you want to make them smaller, stuff like that. If I go over to the right, as you see, it's on my iPad now, which is so cool. And you can adjust all of that under display and brightness. So wherever you want to have it at, you can obviously set it. If I have it here, when I press done, when I go up, then it'll switch over to my iPad, go back down, switches over to the monitor. And it's just really cool. There's a lot of other stuff that you can mess with this whole setup, and it's just really sweet. And if you are integrating this into your PC setup, you can always display it as a vertical monitor. My cables are super tight right now, but if you'd like to do that, you can do that just like that, which is really cool. And you can obviously adjust all of your other apps if you're using this with your PC. So yeah, if you guys are doing some Christmas shopping or even just looking for a new gaming monitor, check this one out. It's actually super clean, and of course, it's portable. You can take this with you on the go. That matte screen is super nice. And overall, the picture quality, I was very impressed with it. The colors look really good. So if you guys are looking for one, check this one out. I think it is pretty dope.